This is working. Hello and welcome to your Capricorn New Moon. Hey, everybody. Oh, there's people here already. Hi, welcome. Capricorn time. Yes. Oh, happy birthday to all of the Capricorns. Everyone, welcome, welcome. Are you guys ready? We're going to jump right into it. I have a lot written, so I'm going to kind of stick to the script because it's like a form of channeling when you're writing, and I love writing. I love letters, and obviously I'm a writer. So we're going to stick to the script. Ask me questions. Bring your questions. I will be looking up to answer. Hey, Mondo, Mega Blue, Lewis, AFL, Cameo, Let Me Be Frank, Joseph, One Sunshine. Hey, Chris, Ray Miller. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Have a seat. Grab your Scooby snacks. Grab your beverage of choice. Hey, Erica, Bob Marley. Aw. How fun and exciting, everybody. Okay, Animal Glue, Earth Angel. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Artegan Capricorn New Moon presentation. Okay, so the biggest thing about this new moon is definitely that it is with Pluto. Pluto's right here. Not only that, this is the point where we had the Pluto-Saturn conjunction in January of 2020. So Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. That's when everything just started to really get stirred up. Whenever Pluto's in a sign, his goal is going to be to tear everything down that is inauthentic, that is outgrown its usefulness, that is not full of integrity, that is destructive, and it's going to show us everything that is wrong, everything that is corrupt, everything that is bad. You know, everything that is toxic. Pluto is this, Scorpio, Pluto, there's this connection to like the flushing mechanism, like of our body, like just excreting things out. So that's really what his job is to do, is to deconstruct and pull it all apart and show us really what needs to be reworked. So Pluto's going to stay in Capricorn. We have everything moving on forwarding in Aquarius, and we're going to have a lot of Aquarius energy coming up. But this new moon, it's like right there, right with that Pluto energy. So we've already been working with this energy since 2008. Saturn, the 3 years that we had Saturn in Capricorn, has been just all about restructuring, showing us again what is not real power, what is not an authority, what's not working for us, and bringing up any authority issues that we have, taking our power back, that kind of thing. Jupiter this past year has been kind of like expediting that process and helping us philosophize and change our behaviors and change our ideologies and show us new things. So that's kind of like a real too long didn't read version of it. But this new moon is giving us a new awareness from a higher consciousness, from a higher point of perspective. It's on the most significant astrology in 2020 that affected our lives all of last year. So, and I know that like January, where everyone's always looking at the past year, but why is it set up this way? That in January, in Capricorn season, we're all about making resolutions. We're all about, what long-term changes do we want to make in our lives? It's because it's Capricorn season. Okay, no one's thinking that way in this summer. In the summer, it's like Leo in August, like let's go have fun, let's go get whatever people do. And it's not the time for it. No, it's like the deep, dark Capricorn, cold winter. If depending on where you're living, but it's still going to be reflective. It's still going to be taking that inventory and that assessment of where we've been, where we want to go, how far off that path have we gone from what's really authentic and true to ourselves, what doesn't feel good anymore. It's if you're too Capricorn, if you're too Saturn, and you're really restricting and cutting yourself off from a lot of things that you do like, because Capricorn and Saturn's all about delayed gratification and just like making yourself suffer now so that you can just feel better longer later. That can kind of compound into some compulsive, even obsessive behaviors. So it's really important to kind of find that balance, that middle ground, that middle balance. So what I'm so inarticulately trying to say is that this new moon in Capricorn is giving us perspective on things that we've already been working through, already have been making a lot of progress on, really. So this is kind of like, it's like you already know that eating the whole jar of candy is going to make your stomach hurt. So it doesn't taste as good anymore. It does. You're not like, oh, I want to get all that candy. You know, it's like, well, no, it's going to hurt my teeth. It's going to make my stomach hurt. I'm going to be sick for hours. And and you're able to sort of conquer that compulsion or that, you know, addiction type of energy and be more self-possessed and make the healthier choice for yourself, not because you resent it, but because you're choosing it from that free will choice. Remember, we all have it's free will above everything. It's love, truth, and integrity, and free will above everything else. Everyone takes responsibility for our own choices and our own timelines and our own destinies. And when you do that, working with Saturn, because this is a very Saturn ruled Capricorn, God, even having like the moon in Capricorn, like if you're born with the moon in Capricorn, you chose you know, to experience here on Earth. So you're learning that too, to be a little kinder to yourself in that respect. But the point of Capricorn energy and Saturnian energy is to take responsibility for oneself so that you love your responsibilities. You love taking care of your heart. You love taking care of yourself so that everything that you are choosing to take responsibility for and to take care of, you love it. You love cleaning out that cat litter because you love having that cat there. You love that cat just purrs and then you go to sleep with that cat. You love the emotional companionship that cat brings you all day, every day. You love that it's a great distraction when you're working so hard. The cat comes and walks on the computer and you're like, ha, ha, ha. And you sit with that cat. You know, it's like, I love you love taking that toy, putting all the toys in the wash, you know, you even when it, you know, pukes on your dress or your shoes or, you know, drops something into something, you know, you get a little mad, but, you know, ultimately, you know that you love that cat. So you're going to do everything you can to make it healthy and comfortable and just take good care of it. You don't resent the responsibilities. And that's a huge Capricorn thing in everyone's life is, and that's just kind of what I'm hoping to inspire in you talking through this Capricorn new moon is to fall in love with your life, fall in love with your responsibilities and what you do and how you live and the integrity that you live your life with. I want every single person to make the absolute most of their lives. I want everyone to reach their like fullest potential and be inspired to even try. I want everyone to believe in themselves, and I want everyone to not fear responsibility, not fear, you know, oh, it's a responsibility. You know, no, we want to embrace responsibility so long as it's a free will choice, so long as it's, you know, something that we're taking that ownership of in a very positive way. And that's why I'm all about free will, because, and that's why you hear me talk a lot on the channel, like you can't change someone else's behavior with your behavior. You can't change someone else's mind with what you say. You don't want them to. This is what I tell Scorpios over on Patreon, patreon.com/theartegan. This is what I tell Scorpios is that, like with the manipulation stuff, you don't want to manipulate anybody because you'll never be truly secure. You will always be sort of suspicious that they're going to like get wise, or that they're going to like figure it out, or that they're going to leave you, or that they're going to abandon you, or that they're going to find something else, because you've got like the strings. And that's not a free choice. Okay, you can manipulate someone for like a little bit, but it's like the con artist is like, how long is it going to take before my mark figures it out? So there's always that stress. There's always that stress of getting caught or losing what you've manipulated to keep. Anything that, like, just personally, anything that I have to manipulate to keep, I don't want it. Goodbye. Poof. There's the door right there. So It's the same thing here that I'm kind of getting with this, because Pluto is obsessive, Pluto is compulsive, Pluto is like, I want to manipulate and I want to keep it because I don't trust it to stay on its own. I don't trust that person or that thing to be here without me controlling it and manipulating it to be here. So this is intense energy. I don't want anyone to drop down into depression or sadness or pessimism or like disenfranchisement, giving your power to someone else. I want you guys to take your power back. Okay. So if that's coming up for you over these next 2 weeks, if that's coming up, if things are blowing up in the relationship realm, let it blow up. Let it blow up, because Scorpio, Capricorn, Pluto, and Saturn, all about integrity, all about personal integrity. Especially if you're a Capricorn, anything that is not in that alignment, you're going to push it really far away. You're going to push it like it's going to be harsh. So be careful that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, Capricorns, just like, or anyone that's like really channeling this energy very strongly, because it's very forceful. You could just push it back very forcefully because you are so protective of your integrity and what you do want and what you do choose to have in your life and what you are taking responsibility for, like what really is meaningful, what really matters. So try to have compassion, because everyone out there that's not into either astrology or spirituality, the people in your life that are not like tuning in right now, they're all feeling the energy just like we all are, but they don't have like that awareness. They don't care anything about planets. They don't care about astrology. They don't care about using spirituality to kind of improve their lives. So you're going to see that. You're going to see it and feel it in your relationships, people trying to manipulate you. They're going to try to change your behavior and try to change your mind with what they're doing and what they're saying. And I'm just going to give you the heads up that once you ignore that and once you take your power back, it's going to make them angry. When you put your boundaries up, when you put your distance between you and them and what they're trying to do to you, it's going to freak them out. It's going to trigger their own power dynamics. So just expect a lot of fireworks, because this I haven't even moved on into the other aspects. We're still talking about Pluto here, conjunct in the new moon. So, I'm sorry, I haven't even been checking up over here. I love you guys. You guys have like my favorite sense of humor. Oh God. Let me just show, because there's like all these little comments that are like hidden. Let me just show them all. Okay. All right. I missed like a lot. Sorry. I'm going to keep going though. So that's what you're going to see. And there's a lot of other I call it crunchy energy. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the situation. So anything in your life that you've been avoiding or that you've sort of gotten away with not really dealing with until now, this is it. This is like that last push, because like I said, Saturn's already moved on into Aquarius. Jupiter's already moved on into Aquarius. Pluto's going to stay here for the next few years. So we're going to have more lunations and other aspects kicking off this energy. But if I can help you guys kind of nip something in the bud, then I'm going to help you. Let's reach for the stars here. Let's do as much as we possibly can with what we have right in front of us. So in your own timeline, whenever you're ready, there's going to be stuff coming up that's going to kind of explode. So it's powerful. And I would rather you steer the power yourself rather than manifest a crisis, because when we have crisis in our lives, we've manifested that. We want to mature to the level of being able to deal with it. Then it's not a crisis anymore. You guys have heard me talk about that. Okay. All in all, these are supporting your changes. All this energy, it might look like crises. It might look like disappointments. Be careful, because people might let you down. But it really is serving your greater good. It really is serving your personal transformation. You've had to work with sweeping changes. I mean, Pluto will just like knock something out of your life, like just structural changes too with Capricorn. These changes are going to last the rest of your life. So this is a new beginning on something that you've already been working on, that you've already been trying to change for quite some time. So no matter what it looks like, no matter if it looks like, oh my God, I'm losing something, you're not. I swear to you, I promise you, you're not losing it if it wasn't going to give you that value to begin with. It's just like our perceptions. So I know it's easier to say that than to live through it. So my heart is with you there. We begin the new year progressing an evolutionary point, only able to do so because of what we learned in 2020. So I know 2020 was a crazy year for everybody. I know it. I know it. But Capricorn wants us to apply the wisdom that we've earned in a practical sense that creates a tangible gain for us. So everything that we've been learning, not just about the internal responsibility that we're taking, not just for ourselves, but of what we care about, what we love, but also in a very practical, physical sense. So there's been a lot of, job changes, moving. You probably have moved a lot. You've probably been through a lot of relationships or a lot of relational changes in the relationships that are already going on. It was a very divisive year, and everyone's like, a lot of stuff is being purged out. So it's been hard. I know it has been. But look at how far you've come. It's going to feel crunchy over the next couple of weeks. And when it does, I just want you to remember how far you've come and how far you've survived, because we're not victims here on the Artegan Watch Natalie channel. That's disempowering. That's disenfranchisement. That's why I'm all about free will. That's why I'm about personal responsibility, personal integrity. You can only control your own energies, and give yourself some credit for that, because Capricorn can be way too hard on yourself as well. So look at how far you've come, because you've already done so much. Even if you feel the opposite, even if you feel like, oh my God, 2020 was a wasted year, I didn't get anything done, or oh, 2020 was like wasted. No, I assure you, it was not wasted. Never. There's never any waste in the universe. It's perspective. I think it was Oscar Wilde that said experience only teaches the teachable. So it's like, it's like touching the stove. Like, how many times, you know what? We're all on the path, our own individual path. There are things that have taken me so many years to learn that other people just they were born learning it. And there are things that I just intuitively always knew that other people, take decades to learn. So there's never any judgment on the channel or in the Artegan community. There's never any judgment. We would always rather understand than judge. So put that kindness onto yourself and remove pressure from yourself, remove judgment from yourself, and give yourself credit for making it through 2020 and making it here. Okay, cool. You've earned it. You've earned a lot. Whew. Yeah, you're a whole new you. Pluto in Capricorn is continuing this work until October 2024. Oh no, my handwriting is so terrible. The will, hold on. Oh, and will retrograde in and out of Aquarius at the end. And they're emphasizing the 29th degree. So 2024 is going to be huge. So that's right. So Pluto is going to go into Aquarius, and then he's going to go retrograde and come back into Capricorn. Then he's going to go back into Aquarius, and he's going to come back into Capricorn. So like that 29th degree of Capricorn energy is going to be freaking huge. Huge. Oh, I have so much to say about the global stuff too, but I want to get through at least, I want to do you first, like you personally first, and see what happens next. Okay. So that 29th degree, that's big. That's really big. The conclusion of a deep karmic matter once and for all. So this is another step on the process. Give yourself credit for how far you've come. And that's like a little preview that there's still more to do, but evolution and progress and spirituality, all of that happens in layers and in cycles. Psychologically, we can't handle knowing everything at once, or learning the whole truth of everything. It's just too big. That's when people have total breakdowns, and that's when we have real crises and stuff, because it's just too much, and we need to take it bit by bit. So this new moon is another important little piece of mashed potatoes. Okay, little potato at a time. And then after a few bites, you're finished with your mashed potatoes. Pluto began this demo and rebuild work in 2008 there, At this 2021 new moon point, he brings clarity in where you want to take this next. So things are going to be happening outside of your control, but there's a lot that's going to be inside of your control. And you get to decide what you want to do next with this self-empowerment. That's why I opened with the responsibility, like what feels so good, and lean into that responsibility, lean into that bravery of saying like, I can do this, I can handle this, I can manage my what you call, I can have this cat, I can take care of a cat. This is going to be okay. It's not going to be, it'll be okay, because anything outside of that is just a lie. Anything outside of your own mind and your own sense of empowerment and just like being grounded in who you are, everything else is the lie. Okay, society, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your family, your friends, all of that, that's all the world. That's something different. All I'm here for you is to control what you can control, which is your inner world, your spiritual world, your inner life. That's what counts. That's what matters. You can be in the best career, in the best position, in the best the big McMansion, the 10 cars, the most beautiful whomever, and you can still be completely miserable and lost and depressed and never feeling satisfied, never feeling full, never feeling grateful, never appreciating anything, and really still avoiding things about yourself that you don't like, that you're just too scared to deal with. So that's why it's really like I really stress so much the personal empowerment, responsibility, staying grounded in who and what you are. That's all that counts, is controlling your own love, your own truth, your own integrity. And this is a huge integrity energy. Now we're going to see a lot of the lowest common denominator, which is power plays, power controls, power issues, mad grabs for power, because when you do that, when you try to take power over something else, that's really a show of your own sense of powerlessness, and like projecting power issues and trying to like over control situations. So I'm just telling you, you're going to see it in the people around you. You're going to see it on TV. You're going to see it everywhere. So just keep that in mind and keep your own reactions and responses. Remember, we choose to respond and not react, because the moment someone's triggered us into a reaction, we've lost. One of my favorite channelings that I downloaded for this channel was "You Can't Have Who I Am," where anyone that baits you into a conflict, baits you into a fight, they've got you now. They've got you by the tail. And what does that do to our self-respect? What does that do to our sense of like empowerment? And nothing. Doesn't do nothing. So you don't let anyone make you mad. You just withdraw from the situation. I'm at the point now where someone can tell me, "Natalie, your lips are blue." And I'll say, "You're correct. Enjoy." Walk away. That's the secret. That is the secret, is to create your own reality, and anyone in that vibration will align with you. Anyone that is, that's why you guys here, that's why I'm all about love, truth, and integrity. You can't possibly go wrong. You can't possibly go wrong there. So and that's I'm telling you, with this Capricorn Pluto energy, it's just like a hard push of anything that's not like really working for you there. Okay. Wow. Okay. Where was I? Give me a second here. Okay. Clarity, meaningfulness, and everything more than needs to be shed. Oh, okay. You have a better chance at seeing your karma play out according to what's been happening, as well as obstacles, which are taking the form of your own compulsive or obsessive behavior. So if there's anything coming up for you in terms of obstacles, it's really important to pay attention to. It's like the red blinking light of what we need to work on. So, that's like, you're scrolling Instagram and you're like jealous of something, or you are talking to your friend and you are critical of something that they're talking about, or you are whatever that low vibrational energy, anger, resentment, fears, hatred, toxic, all that. If you're obsessing on something, if you're compulsively getting into something, those are all clues. It's all clues of how you're holding yourself back. And they're clues to what you need to put your attention on and focus on, and to get your power back, to reclaim your power, so that it's not running you like that. Okay. So we're going to see this. We're going to see this a lot in people. Whew. It's a lot of karma. Recognize it, close the cognitive dissonance. We're going to see a lot of cognitive dissonance too. And listen, guys, other people's cognitive dissonance is other people's business. If you're in love with someone, or if you love your family member or someone, and they just can't, they're not ready for it. They're not ready. That's their soul. You want to let them, you meet them where they're at. If they can only talk to you about certain things for a certain amount of time before they start to like wig out and start to like attack you, or like be negative, or start guilt tripping you, or gaslight you, or whatever the negativity is, their manifestation, or their little triggers and their little outbursts, then you just don't push them. That's like, I am expecting a lot of you guys. I'm like asking you to take a little bit of responsibility for that too, and just like leave it alone. Let them be where they are. And when they grow, and as they grow, and you can talk to them about, other things and certain things, and you can enjoy that with them. You can enjoy that depth with them. But until then, meet them where they're at. And if it's not stimulating for you, then you don't have to do that for a long time. You just, 5-10 minutes, or whatever you can stand, whatever you can stand, before you move on to something more stimulating for yourself, and something that's more authentic and more true for you. Then let it go. But don't try to change them. Don't, if you inspire them and they're asking you questions, and they're open to something, then that's your clue. Like, oh, they want me. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's do it. Let's get into it, So worry about your own cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance on this new moon. This is how you can empower yourself to move past the moments where you've fallen before. And this is what it's all about for all of us. That's why there's no judgments. If you're incarnated in a physical flesh body, you're here doing the work. You're here doing a lot of work. So especially right now, like if you chose to incarnate right now with the world the way it is and everything that's happening, that's really special. That's way special. If not, if you don't, consciously close this cognitive dissonance, compulsive obsessive behavior rooted in your karma is going to be what steers this powerful energy. That's what's going to be running the game. That's what's going to be running the show. So you can either you be the one. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, sorry, that was so loud. Felt so good though. Or it's going to be your like compulsions and obsessions running the show. But the power of energy, and you'll manifest chaos that results in a crisis instead of a breakthrough, because you need to mature spiritually before receiving the rewards. Don't we want rewards? Don't we always want like the, yay, you overcame that horrible relationship. Here's like a bonus. Here's, we do want those rewards. And when we get out of those toxic cycles, we enter into reward cycles. And it's usually because of conditioning in the childhood, parental conditioning, social conditioning, that make it really difficult for us to get out of that. But once we do, we see that there's other cycles to get into, and then it's like, it gets easier. It gets a lot easier. I swear, I promise it does. On the other hand, if you took the hard lessons and broke it down day by day in 2020, because 2020 was hard for everyone. So if you just took it day by day, if you just did the little mashed potatoes, one little forkful of mashed potatoes day by day, you can experience this new moon as a reward in the form of a deep commitment that unfolds organically. It organically unfolds. It'll be a commitment that you love. It'll be a commitment that feels good. It'll be a commitment that you don't resent. It'll be a good commitment. We Capricorn, okay? Why? Because it's a karmic reward. It's something you've earned. It's something your soul was trying to get for you. It's something that you were trying to get for yourself. Self-respect. I love talking. I love this. I love it so much. Self-respect. When you take the high road, not compulsive anymore. Personal power and integrity. Okay? Pluto is giving us growth and perspective and power so we can move forward from 2020 with value, like real value, like what really matters in life. With value, we apply towards really actively participating in building our future. Because the future is being built and created every single moment. Our thoughts are little thought forms that like spiral out into the galaxy, and we manifest we project our own reality out, and then it's here. So we do this work over on Patreon. I love my patrons. I love my students. Oh, I'm so proud. One of my little babies like started to do tarot readings and birth chart readings, and it makes me so proud of her. To see the growth and to see people just like in their own power. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for you. And I just want everyone to kind of be little superheroes. Anyway, so let me get back on track here. So that's all about Pluto. Pluto with this new moon in Capricorn. There's other stuff going on. We've got Venus trining both Mars and Uranus and Taurus. Very sexy, sensual energy. We also have Venus squaring Chiron. Okay, we have Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius conjunct. Yeah, Mercury. This is really powerful manifestation energy. Just real quick, with Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter all in Aquarius, this is, first of all, Jupiter's gained dignity from moving from Capricorn to Aquarius. So the planet Jupiter is stronger, being able to do more and expand more, do what he wants to do in Aquarius. Saturn rules Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius is the masculine expression of the planet. We don't assign gender to body parts. It's a long story. I'll talk about it someday. But when Saturn's in Capricorn, it's the feminine expression of Saturnian energy. The planets are not masculine or feminine. They're neutral. So Saturn and his ruler of Aquarius, daddy's home. And all of us, right? So, and Mercury. And Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. So that basically means that Mercury, the planet of communication and travel and writing and thinking and ideating and conceptualizing and innovating, is really, really strong and powerful and able to do that like the best that it can possibly do it. The very best, Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, so what does this mean for you in your life? Wherever Aquarius is in your chart, and I get into that for all 12 signs in the breakdown in the Patreon, that's where you can innovate a whole new structure, a whole new idealistic thing in your life and make a lot of headway, make a lot of progress. Now, what's coming up the next couple weeks ahead is an opportunity. But this opportunity is going to be very dynamic, and it's going to move along very quickly, or it's going to just like come out of nowhere. And you're going to have to be tuned into your own energies enough to see it so that you can capitalize on it. We talk about rewards. You hear people on YouTube talk about rewards and abundances and then, all of those beautiful words. But if something's right in front of you and you can't perceive it, is it even there? If you have it and don't use it, you don't have it. I'm sure we've all had those experiences where we passed wonderful opportunities because we were too busy obsessing about things that were trivial, that never really mattered. Pluto's helping us remove things that don't really matter so that we can like take responsibility and capitalize and commit to things that really do matter, that we really want. Not that what society tells us to want, not what our girlfriends and boyfriends and family and friends tell us what we should want. Not what YouTube says what we should want, but knowing yourself well enough and feeling your own energy, knowing what's good for you, wanting what's good for you. I know it's really cool in modern society to want things that are bad for us, and it's so cool and whatever. I get it. I totally get it. And certain songs are really fun to sing to. But like, really, really, we want to want what's good for us. That's human. That's the self-preservation instinct. So, okay. All right, let me get back on track here. Venus trining Uranus. Oh, that's right. So that's what I was saying. So with that Aquarian energy, just be open, be really open. The more you can get in tune with your own energies and your own alignment and be real with yourself, the easier it'll be for you to see this opportunity and grab it. Okay, so Venus trine Uranus in Taurus, also Mars in Taurus, and this is big because she's not going to trine Mars next lunation. So finally, these two are talking. Finally, these two are getting together. What we want and what feels good to us has been rocked in 2020 because we had Venus going retrograde in Gemini, and then we had all of those Venus-Neptune squares, and the Venus-Neptune squares sowed a lot of confusion in our love connections and love relationships. Venus square Neptune, it's like we think we want to be with someone and we don't actually, or we think they feel a certain way about us and it's not. There's just like confusion and fog and like, and then with Venus retrograding in Gemini, we all had to like think about it again. And anyway, so all this new moon, and on this new moon, her vibe is totally different, and now much more supported to succeed because she's in Capricorn. I know it's not as fun as Gemini. I totally get it. But Capricorn energy, it's like, I know that your Capricorn friends may be really boring and you don't want to talk to them about everything going on in your life because you think they're going to judge you, but they're not. Most of them are not. But you know, when you need to be bailed out, when you need someone to show up with an envelope of money, when you need someone to pick you up from some crazy escapade, when you need someone really reliable and to be there for you, even if you're in a fight and haven't talked for 18 years, you can call that Capricorn and we show up. That's just who we are. Okay. So Venus is now in Capricorn. So she's in Capricorn where she stands dignified and empowered to know her deep in her bones what she truly needs to feel loved, nurtured, and satisfied in her relationships. Okay. She also feels comfortable asking for and rejecting less than exactly what those prerequisites are. I love writing, and I think I'm the same when I'm writing, but I don't know. It's like prerequisites are and cannot be gaslit into thinking she's unrealistic or setting her standards too high. I did say Capricorn here, so Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn. It's like, are you good enough for me? Do you check all these boxes? Are you? And not the good enough for me like we're on a high horse. I mean, good enough for you like, listen, like this is serious. Like I'm not messing around. I'm not here for, what's that called? I don't know what it's called, but you know, serious. It's Venus in Capricorn. She wants to know it's going somewhere. Okay. So, and you're going to be attracted to things and to people and situations and opportunities that show some return on your investment, you know, coming down the line. Otherwise, it's just going to look kind of like a waste of time. It's going to look kind of frivolous and we're just not going to be that into it. That's a summer. It's like a summertime and the living's easy. Okay. So there's more here. I'm sorry. Hold on. This is about what I wrote again. This is about the bottom line of love. If you're in a good vibe, successfully conquering your compulsions, burning your karma, and doing other ongoing shadow work, her trine to both Uranus and Mars in Taurus can be wielded powerfully to attract what you really want. And to really get you can attract, okay, Venus is all about attracting. Like she sits back and she just like receives. Mars is like that go-getter. Mars is like, I love the chase. I love the thrill. I want to go get that. Mars has an agenda of his own. He like, I want to do that. I want to get this. I want to go here. I want to do that. I want to do that. I don't call it like, it's like, you know, it's physical. It's like when you love, I don't know if anyone loves to like shovel or pot plants or like vigorous physical work. But it's like, if you love that, I don't know why, but I'm thinking of when I was working at the cemetery. Digging great. Okay, that's getting dark. Sorry. Although Capricorn does rule cemeteries, so it's really not surprising that I worked at a cemetery. But if you love that, you know, that's what Mars and Taurus is doing. Like Mars is like wanting to go and like get into it, and so Venus can attract what Mars is seeking out. And there's a really nice. It's like she's sitting there waiting for Mars, and Mars is going to her. So there's something connecting in your life that you're trying to attract, that you're trying to go after, but it's going to operate in different areas. And I don't see your chart right in front of me. I'm sorry, but we're going to get into that in the Patreon and all 12 signs, and I'll give you examples of what you can expect there. But it's kind of exciting. And then with Uranus and Taurus, it could be a shock. It could be something that just pops up out of nowhere. Okay, so, but it depends on how successful we've been overcoming our own compulsions, obsessive thinking, and toxic patterns. Because otherwise, you're going to be distracted. You're going to be distracted in that relationship that's going nowhere. You're going to be distracted in consuming media that only makes you upset and lowers your vibration. You're going to be distracted in overinflating the importance of a work conflict that is not really even as big a deal as you're perceiving it to be. It's a logical fallacy. It's called the spotlight effect, where you think that there's this big emphasis on like what you're doing or what's going on with you, and it's just like no one really cares. But you could spend maybe 3 or 4 hours after work, getting home from work, like stewing about it, and then you miss an opportunity in that time period, and then it's like gone, poof. I want you to make the most out of your life. Okay. Gosh, I meant this to be a short video, and look how chatty I am because I don't have anyone to talk to. All right, let's see. Specifically, relationships. This is relationship energy. Anything from deeper commitment to great, can I say sex on YouTube? Great sex to multiplying wealth and acquiring land, property, or ownership powers. It can happen suddenly and through relationships of easy chemistry-filled relating. So I'm not talking about a relationship that you have to like work really hard to like. I'm not talking when I was talking about those people that you kind of have to like meet them where they are, meet them at their level, and you talk as much as they can handle in a certain way. I'm talking about people that you can talk to them about anything, that you know that they're not going to get mad at you, they're not going to trigger you, they're not going to criticize you, they're not going to tear anything down. They're not going, where you can both have like very mature, big conversations, and the relating is easy. It's easy because you don't want to, this is the manipulative Pluto part. You don't want to have to censor yourself because you're afraid of someone else's emotional reaction. And if you are, this is not the type of relating that I'm talking about. And some of people out there I'm getting this energy. I'm not even trying to channel anything, but I'm getting this energy. This came up in someone's reading on Patreon of, it's like inner masculine energy that needs to know what they think before they talk to a feminine about it, or they need to know what they think before they talk to anybody about something. That's not real relating. You're not letting yourself be open-minded. So whoever that was for, you're welcome. Okay. So I'm talking about this like real relating, where you can share a sameness, where you can share something between you that is exactly the same without even trying, without manufacturing some trauma to share and bond over, without manufacturing some superficial moment that you think you're going to bond over, not manufacturing anything inauthentic. It's just like a natural, like, I get that. They get it. Like in, I don't want to say that movie. Anyway, there's an opportunity that can come through that person, that where there's just like easy relating. If you're open to it, if you let yourself like connect, if you let yourself bond, if you let it even happen organically. Okay. If you're in a slower vibration, If you're actively, if you're in a slower vibe, actively pushing back compulsive or obsessive feelings, these next 2 weeks can bring an injury due to carelessness, violence, and abuse, or a cathartic, sudden, almost violent release of a relationship holding you back. A lot of people will be a little bit of both. There is a lot of violent energy here. It's forceful. It's very, very forceful. So it could be, it could be positive forcefulness, or it can be out of control, totally unsteering, unhinged sort of energy. Okay, now we're going to talk about Venus squaring Chiron. This is going to get a little vulnerable. Venus squaring Chiron in Aries is revealing secretly inside, strong, powerful, and protected by those big, beautiful boundaries we put up, and shielded in safety by those smart and necessary requirements and high standards that must be met. We feel lonely. So there's that, I don't want to say it's a price that you have to pay, but it's having your truth, your integrity, creating your own world, which is going to necessitate having boundaries, keeping people out that are not ready to share that world with you. Oh, thank you, Carl. Everyone say thank you for the $9.99 to the Artegan. Everything goes to the Artegan, by the way. Everything goes into doing readings for you guys on Patreon and YouTube. So thank you so much on behalf of the Artegan and everything. Thank you, Carl. That's so sweet. But now I'm side. Oh, that's right, Chiron. Okay. That we're lonely at best. Okay, at best. And alienated at worst. It's not going to feel, no one wants to not like talk to their parents. No one wants to not talk to like their family. Everyone wants to have support and love and unconditional love and support from the tribes they were born into. But if that's not possible, and if it's not healthy for you, you kind of just don't have any other choice but to either have really great boundaries or like, okay, so this Venus square Chiron is going to trigger some wounding, some deep internal wounding about relating, about opening up, about how powerful we feel when we're vulnerable or not powerful we feel when we're vulnerable. It's going to make us a little bit insecure about going our own way, because Aries is all about being the pioneer, being the first, being strong, being confident. I love Aries energy. I really, really do. And Capricorn Venus is very authoritarian and has those requisites and has those expectations sometimes. So we could feel like we're not good enough. We could feel it's a lot of weird little energy. Oh, Manto, you're so sweet. For all of us together, I mean this so much. Lucky to be here. Oh, everyone say thank you, Mondo, for the $22 for the Artegan, for the good karma donation. Thank you. And honestly, you guys, if you go with that energy, it really does work out. It's so painful and it's so hard and it feels like, but it really is cleansing. So whatever your vibe is, mine is love, truth, and integrity. Yours is love, truth, and integrity. And we're here and we get to just like enjoy this and work all this stuff out. It is alienating sometimes, or it does feel lonely sometimes, but when you do connect with people, it is in the right vibration. It is in alignment with your own integrity and who you really are. And that is worth so much. That in itself is an act of self-love. And we've never been able to do this as successfully in the history of mankind until right now because of the internet. Oh my God. I remember just growing up. I'm not going to digress, but computer stuff, anyone that was, my ex was super into computer stuff. I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Cause my moon's in Aquarius, but I just saw like, oh my God, like I just saw so much possibility there. And so it's like, you just get to create your own world, and whoever wants to live with you in that world It's this huge symbol. It's this huge analogy for like life. And the internet is allowing previously marginalized people to come together and like share something together. Oh, Carl, just because you're awesome, $14.99. You're so sweet. Stop. Stop. You're making me blush. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Carl. Thank you for all the love, guys. You're triggering this Venus square Chiron. I'm feeling like insecure about it now. But that's actually a good point to make, is that this Venus square Chiron is going to show us where we do feel insecure, where we are feeling like, oh, Chiron is like where we are all awkward. Everyone has Chiron in our charts, and that's the wounded healer. That's the wound that never heals. So the fact that Venus is connecting here, it's like there's great things happening, but we're still going to be triggered by something that like we just feel insecure. We just feel awkward. We just feel ashamed. We just feel like we want to melt into a little itty bitty puddle and slip under the door like a T-1000. Now I want to watch the movie. So where was I? I think was this all of that? Oh yeah, okay. So don't feel bad if you manifest a big, horrible crisis. Don't feel bad about that. Remember what I say about crises and maturity. The Iranian energy with Martian energy can help, can be helped, and it comes in unexpectedly. It can be positive, like there's like a jolt that's really exciting and really beautiful and really, but it's going to make you feel a little bit like, oh, I'm not totally confident in this. Or if you're still in like a negative, abusive, toxic cycle, this can just be like another part of that cycle where things get really dangerous. Okay. So you're going to see both of that. You're going to see people channeling this Venus square Chiron, that they're projecting that pain and that insecurity out on other people, and okay, or you're going to see people self-destructing. You're going to see people just being triggered and reacting and not taking like personal control and taking the time to just respond. So I just want you to take care of what you can control, which is your own energy. And so just know that coming up in this energy, it's going to be a little like, ooh, a little triggering. And so yeah, that's Venus square Chiron in Aries. It's really awkward. Really, really awkward. Okay. Oh my God, I'm about to run out of battery on my laptop. If this just like, then you know why. I'm sorry. I'll try to get through this really, really quick. Saturn in Aquarius conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius. There's a lot of support for building on what you've already learned since January 2020. Keep going, keep building, keep dreaming, keep innovating, keep holding that high, idealism for yourself and for your life. Because if you plug into anyone else's reality, if you plug into the media's reality, if you plug into anybody else's reality, you're giving your power away. You're giving your power away. So unless you're plugging into a reality that either supports you or supports your reality or encourages your reality, then you're kind of giving that power away. That's all I got to say about that. I don't know how else. Okay. So, and that's what I was saying about the previously marginalized. Like now we can create our own worlds. Like now we can create our own communities. We can, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just saying, okay. Keep healing. It's fresh air. There's new potentials, new possibilities. Stay open-minded. Mercury with Saturn and Jupiter. What's truly possible, new ideas about your life from Saturn and Jupiter. And that Mercury, you're probably going to be busy. There's probably going to be communication and signatures and documents and maybe like collaborating and that kind of thing, and new stuff too. So just go with your flow. Okay, now we have the Iranian Martian energy squaring Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, so this is pressure. This is immense pressure that's been building. January, February, it bursts. Uranus is retrograde. Can you move past behavioral impulses? Because Uranian energy rules behavior. It's Mars is action. You take action on something, but how you behave is Uranus. My favorite example is the bully that behaves like he's gonna or she is gonna do something, but what actions do they take? They may not act on it. When you say, fine, let's do this, let's do it right now, let's go. And then they like run away or they cower or they like avoid you. That's their behavior. That's not how they act. There's a difference. There's that difference here. So Iranian, with our behavior, it's like Uranus is going to go direct on the 14th officially. So look back to March 2019, August 2019, January 2020, August 2020, because now things are going to get rocking and rolling again. Okay. Whew. It's going to be a lot. Is it practical? Is it risky? The future is here. Stay committed. Oh, yeah. Okay. So for me, it's love, truth, and integrity. For you, maybe it's more general, like your highest and best good. But this will make it easier to go with the flow. Like if you just take the highest spiritual perspective for your life and everything just kind of like even, you know, watching like the news, I'm like the hawk, like just floating and looking at like the little mice, you know, so far down there. And I'm like, that's what I want you guys to be. I want you guys to not be triggered into reactions and responses and destabilize yourself. I don't want you to lose your balance. I want you to freaking go and get it. Okay. Resources, opportunities, development, support, next steps. But we're rewiring. Sorry, rewiring. So these changes may be felt more like a pressure cooker. It's dynamic. This is kind of a lot. This square. It's so it can like Miley Cyrus coming in like a wrecking ball. Okay. But your life will show you what you're ready for. Your life will show you the developments, the people you're talking to, the people you're meeting, the new things coming into your life, how you're feeling personally, your own self-assessment. All that's going to inform you on what you're ready for, what you're ready for right now. So trust that. Trust in your life. Trust that you're passing through this incarnation. So don't get too attached to anything. Don't get too South Node in Sagittarius. Don't get attached to how things should look. Don't get attached to how things should go or should be. Be open, be flexible, be curious. Be curious and see what works. Just be curious and see what works. And Bruce Lee says to hack away at the inessentials. So let that happen. If anything's trying to end in your life, let it end. Let it end. Let it go. Whatever can be destroyed by the truth should be. That's at least my philosophy. But let your life show you what you're ready for and lean into it and be excited and have faith in yourself and have faith that all you need is your personal integrity. All you need is who you are and you will make it. And trust that the universe and the cosmos and everything is just going to give you the experiences you need when you're ready for them as you move through them. Then the gift that this new moon gives you is that self-respect. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to take more questions. You guys know me. I ramble a little bit and I get a little digressed or I just get really turned up. So thank you so much for being here. Oh, hey, Sarah. Aw, sorry. I miss you guys, but I really just feel that this is going to be so good for you. And I just want every single one of you to just take life, but be a little superhero in your own life. So run with this energy. Let us know how it goes in the comments below. I love reading you guys. And I'm going to hop over on Patreon, patreon.com/theartegan, and I'm going to go through this for all 12 zodiac signs and get more specific. So if you guys want, hop on over. I'll see you there shortly. Otherwise, my loves, I will see you next time. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah, mwah.